Hello there, it's Michael Kies. I'm author of the Make More Sales series of seminars and also author of the book Unreasonable, The Power of Expectations. And I hope you've had an exceptional day today. I was talking to somebody just tonight and he was telling me how he got 2 listings today and he's got 2 sales cookings just from today. And he's already on 8 listings and 6 sales for the month. So I reckon he's doing a pretty good job. And he said the reason that he does that is because he studies. And he studies and he studies and he studies. And he said he doesn't read a lot, but he's got good training material in his car. And I just happened to mention that the training material that he's got in the car right now is the material that is my material, is the Make More Sales series of CDs, the 5-pack CD pack that he's got. And he said he's been listening to it constantly for 3 months. And now it's really starting to pay off. And he can hear the things coming out. And he said they work, and I said, of course they work. I know they work because I tell you from my point of view, everything I teach I've used out there in the real world in the market. So today I'm excited. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about time management and 4 steps to absolute focus. So step 1, have a major dominant goal that excites you and then affirm it. Now you can affirm it verbally or you can affirm it by writing it down. But affirm your major dominant goal. Focus on the one goal and you'll know it's the right goal because it'll give you butterflies in your stomach. You'll get excited. And I was talking to a guy today. He's 72 years old and he runs a business. He has 120 employees. He's in the earth moving business. And he said, I just love it. I get up in the mornings and I love coming to work. He said, I wouldn't do it unless I love it. Now, if you're not loving your work right now, what I suggest you do is you set a goal to develop your skill levels to mastery. Because when you get competent in what you're doing and you get your skill levels to mastery, what happens is you all of a sudden develop a love for what you're doing. Recently, I was hospitalised with acute leukemia. And I spent 42 days flat on my back. And I refer to this leukemia as my little bug. And I wanted to get rid of this little bug out of my body. So what I did was I wrote affirmations. And I wrote these affirmations 21 times per day. But then I got migraine headaches. And I couldn't open my eyes. And I just had to lie there flat on my back. And instead of wasting my time, I verbally affirmed the affirmation. The affirmation is, I, Michael Kies, accept and enjoy that my whole body, mind, heart, spirit, and every good cell is positive, healthy, and enthusiastic. And all are doing all things necessary to kill the leukemia and eliminate it totally from my body. My body is healthy, strong, positive, and enthusiastic, and disease-free. And this was the affirmation that I verbalised hundreds and hundreds of times. Now, I'm not saying that was the crux that cured me from the leukemia. But what I'm saying is that I believe it helped a lot. So don't waste time. When you're driving, use verbal affirmations. Tom Hopkins taught me this affirmation. I will win. You want to know why? I tell you why. Because I have faith, courage, enthusiasm. Or you can use an affirmation like, I earn $350,000 per year and everything I do contributes towards that. I am a winner. I am a champion. You can use these affirmations because what you say to yourself becomes part of your reality. Step 2, you must have a strong enough reason in your personal life to keep you focused on your business life. Your personal life will keep you focused on what's important, whether it's providing a better life for your family or just simply being a role model for your kids. Focus on this and use it to motivate you. Step 3, focus on the great things you want to attract, not the things that you fear. When faith walks in, fear walks out. And what you focus on becomes your reality. And Earl Nightingale said that. So be very aware of the information that you consume on a daily basis. Be very aware of that. You see, when I first started in real estate, I did okay to start with. But then interest rates started rising and they went from 11, can you imagine this? They went from 11 to 18%. And during that time, things got tough. And I remember listening to a news bulletin. I can remember exactly where I was when I listened to it. And the announcer said, real estate agents are going broke everywhere. People are leaving the industry in droves because nobody's buying houses. The industry's in turmoil. And I let that get into me. And I got infected with that bad news. And I didn't sell a house for 7 long weeks after that. In fact, I was ready to resign. And just before I handed my letter of resignation in, an American trainer came to town and he said, if you're in a sales slump, I can help you with that. So I went along to his training and it was like a light came on. First thing he said was, you've got to be careful what you put into your mind. And I'd allowed all this garbage into my mind, so I had to get the garbage out of my mind. And so I did that. And I started focusing on the things I wanted. So instead of listening to the news and reading the newspapers and reading all the bad news, what I did was I started studying. And I set myself a goal to develop my skill levels to mastery. And the very next month, I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about in 3 months' time. I'm talking about the very, very next month. This was July of 1988. I went on to sell 19 individual houses and averaged 11 house sales a month for many years after that. Why? Because I focused on getting my skill levels to mastery. I focused on what I wanted to do, and I didn't let the world control me. I didn't let it allow me to make excuses for why you couldn't sell houses. All I did was I focused on selling houses and proved that it could be done, even in tough times. If you're careful about what you put into your mind and you focus on what you really want and what you want to do. Step 4 is concentrate on the important, not the urgent. Throughout the day, you'll be tempted to be distracted by the urgent. It is important to step back and reassess where you're at. But what you've got to do is you've got to do the important. And the best way I know to focus on the important is a list. And the night before you go home, what I want you to do is I want you to write out a list of the most important things that you have to do for the following day. And then prioritise it. Now, sometimes your list might have 6 items on it, and sometimes my lists had 12 items on it or more. But I used to write out this list and I would know exactly what I've got to do the next day. I'd go home, have a night's sleep, and then the following day I'd come into the office and I've got my list there and I just started on the prioritise as I prioritised it the night before. And it just makes so much sense to do this. Put these 4 steps in place and see how by being focused and managing your time can help to make your dreams come true. And I really want your dreams to come true. And so I want you to live in the present. I want you to be bold. I want you to be enthusiastic. And when you're interacting with others, I want you to be engaging. I want you to be caring. I want you to be inspiring. And as far as your career goes, I want you to be routine. Make the lists the night before. Get your 1 good listing appointment per day. Have a routine that you get into every day that's a success routine. Then I want you to model and study from great salespeople. And the third thing I want you to do about your career is to work hard. There's no substitute for it. Hard work will bring success all the time if you study and learn and are determined to develop your skill levels to mastery. So, I want you to go out and make more sales. And this is Michael Kies saying goodbye